always like to keep my audience riveted.
When I was outside on my first spacewalk, and as I came south of Australia,
I'll be one of the new Australians.
Interaction between the sun and the like a prism or a rainbow or something. A reality check. The energy of the sun field all work together. It's a system. This complicated system. When I was outside, most of the time though, we just don't see it. But this is going on constantly, all the time. It's on all the time. Don't see it. But you see the fact that this but also the plant life is animal life, visible from space. It's like a gray, ugly smear that is man. You can see from space. You can see with your naked eye on the surface of the world. That is man-made. There was a big inland sea, the Aral Sea. Still, a sea has gone from being the fourth biggest sea on Earth, non-existent. It's dried up. And we did it on purpose as a species. We made a conscious decision to allow the fourth biggest sea in the world to turn into a little stinking puddle. Now, empty sand and the remains of the fertilizer that were drained into that sea for decades. We can't wait for some other person to change it. They don't have the imperative to do it, especially if there's someone that we elected. If we elected, they're just our representative, and the real motivation comes to each of us individually. That's who has to make the change. You can't say they, or him, or her, or it. It's us, or me, or I that has to make the change. And it's not going to be perfect, and it's going to have to get a little bit critical. Things are going to get worse before they get better. But I'm confident this isn't the end of the world. I have to figure out a way to deal with it. I have to figure out a way to deal with it. I have to figure out a way to deal with it.
That the fall puts, but then suddenly the whole thing has been dusted with sugar.
And from outer space, you can't get any more Canadian than this city at this time of year.
But Winnipeg in the wintertime looks just like a maple leaf on its side, oddly enough. If you get it in the winter with just the right road showing, it's like a maple leaf turned sideways.
The commander sees art and sprinkles.
I have to figure out a way to deal with it.
It looks like a brush stroke. It looks as if someone just artistically looked at the lakes and took like a handful of sprinkles and just went out downwind. Well, you can see it coming off the edge of Lake Huron. You can see it off of Georgian Bay. You can see normally if a place is really getting hammered,
I have to figure out a way to deal with it.
Where the water has been picked up off of the lakes and then frozen in the sky and then dumped as all the little crystals, then it's covered with cloud. And you just look down, you can see cloud that's so thick it's even dark from above, and you realize, wow, they're just getting a real dumping on today.
But this is a Canadian commander. He gets what it is to love winter, especially when he can see it again every 90 minutes.
I mean, I love snow. I'm a downhill skier. I used to race and teach skiing, but it's the result of a snowstorm that you like, not the storm itself.
For the Weather Network, here on Earth, I'm Chris May.
The sun.
Huh?